Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's almost midnight. It's actually 1 minute until midnight actually happens. It might be midnight as I'm talking. And I have I'm here to give you a video, and as you can tell from the title down below, this video is a video I've never done before because this show wasn't around until I don't even know when this show came out actually. But I was going on demand, I think like last week or a couple days ago, and I was just looking for a TV show like I always do. I think I was looking for a show, Austin and Ally. It's a Disney Channel show. There's some shows on Disney Channel I like, and that's going to be one of them. I might review that in the future. But anyhow, I was looking for that show to see if there was a new one. And on demand, they usually show like these little video clips of shows that are currently going on that they want you to check out. And you only don't pay attention to them. But then this one caught my attention. They were playing a video of a show called The Returned. And I don't necessarily know what the show is exactly about, but I know it's about this show. I don't really know what it's called, actually, not going to lie, I really don't. I don't really know what it's about, but it's called... No, I botched. I don't really necessarily know exactly what it's about, but I know it's called The Returned. And I think this is what it's going to be about. It's going to be about somebody... I think it's a girl that dies and she comes back and we don't necessarily know why. I was reading it when I was going through it and we don't know why she's coming back. I can't really, that's the best way I can explain it because I haven't really seen much of the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the show, and as it goes to commercial or something, I'm going to come back and watch it because I have a feeling it's going to do these gay things where it goes to commercial and you can't fast forward it. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to see if I like this show. There's like 2 episodes out. I'm probably going to watch one today and one a different day, or maybe just watch them both now. I'm not really necessarily sure, but yeah, let's see how this goes. I'll be back to give you my thoughts as this show goes along. Alright, so I just finished watching the show. I actually thought I was going to have to do this in like multiple videos. I'm not really sure how many. But guess what? I didn't have to. Because normally if you watch something on demand, you can't skip the commercials. You can't fast forward through them. And I hate that. You know what I'm saying? The reason being is because I hate that that I can't do that. Because what's the point of watching it on demand if you can't fast forward through the commercials? But this show that you watch, you can. Because the show started out with a commercial, and I pressed fast forward by accident, and apparently you can fast forward through the commercials. So I was thinking, well, I'm already liking this show because I can fast forward. This is the only show I've been able to do it with. So, yeah, I'm already liking this show. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, so instead of having to do it in multiple videos, I only have to do it in like 2. Really 1, because, you know, I didn't really talk about it in the first half. So, The Return, though. Before I judge the show, like how I think of what the show is like, I'm just going to talk about what happened in this episode, and then I'll judge the show of what I think of it. So let's get it started. Alright. So this episode is called Camille. And it came out on March 9th, 2015. And it shows a flashback of what happened 4 years ago. And it shows Camille, this girl, I think she's like 4 years ago, 2011. I'm not really sure how old she is. I think she's in like high school or something. And it shows that they're in the bus. I think they were like going on a field trip or something. And the bus drives off. The bus drives off like a cliff, and everybody pretty much dies because no one's gonna survive that. And Camille, I think, is the main character too. I'm not really sure yet. But I thought this was good. I thought that was good. I wasn't necessarily sure how this happened. I was kind of thinking about it throughout this episode. Like, how did this bus crash? What did the drive? I thought at first the driver was just drunk or something, but you're gonna find out later on. It does because it tells you at the end of the episode. So there's that, and then it shows the present time. Because I think that was 4 years ago, which I'm assuming was back in 2011, because that was 4 years ago, because right now it's 2015, and now, so it cuts back to probably March 9th, 2015, and it shows Camille rise from the dead. She comes back from the dead, yeah, and that was kind of it. It just kind of shows her walk up from the place where the bus crashed. I thought that was cool. So then, it shows this group meeting, and I think this meeting was for people that have lost kids or something. I wasn't necessarily sure why, but we meet this guy. But this guy goes to it. We later find out his name is Josh, and we find out this, and we meet Pete, who's like one of the guy that runs these meetings. Josh and Chris, and they talk about. We find out Chris and Matthew are gonna have a kid. They're gonna have a baby. I thought at first this was Camille's parents, because they said, "Oh, it's been a while since I was," but I was like, "This can't be Camille's parents. They look nothing like. They have none of the same traits. They don't look anything like each other." But it wasn't. You're gonna find out later about that. And they show this monument that they're gonna have that has all the people, and Josh says, "Well, I don't like it. I've already given my opinion about it. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I don't like it." And Pete says, "Well, it's nice to give your opinion about it, but you already took a vote. We're gonna have it." And Chris is like, "Why do you come to these things?" And then Josh says, "Well, I come to these things because I hope it's gonna be good for me in my life," which is a good point. And then Camille returns home, and we see her mom. We find out her name is Claire. I wrote her name down because I actually forgot it for a second. And she walked all the way home from this place. It took her, she said, 2 hours to do that. And she says, she's kind of acting natural. Says, "I'll clean up afterwards. You won't believe the day I had." She asks where Mina is. And her mom is acting weird. She's all happy to see her. And we pretty much know that Camille has no memory of anything that happened. So that's weird. So she's acting like she just woke up like this is like 4 years ago. And then we see Josh, and then we find out his girlfriend Lucy are having sex. We find out that Lucy has to drive up to see her father or something, and because Josh wants to hook up with her again, and she says that her ex is holding custody of her kids or something. But really, this was the only reason they showed this was because Claire calls Josh and tells him to come see Camille alive. Because then at this point we're supposed to know that this is her dad. So then he goes back to the house. I don't know why I didn't write this part down. And he sees that she's alive, and he's wondering how this is. They both wonder because she was taking a bath, and he walks in on her. He's like, she's like, "Dad, get out of here." So then they're both wondering how this is possible, why this is happening. How? Like, how is this possible? I was thinking the same. They were thinking, how can she just come back from this? And Claire's thinking, well, we both can't be going crazy. So then they see her, and they're acting really weird. And even Camille was like, "You guys are acting really weird." And they said, "Well, we're just happy you're okay." And she's like, "Well, I thought you quit smoking, Daddy." So yeah. So then we see Dr. Hunt, and she's buying stuff at a convenience store, and then she's driving home, and she sees this kid by the bus stop, and she finds that she goes out and asks like where his parents are, like pretty much asking her like anything about this kid, and he's not giving her any answers. He's not talking. So then she tells him to come inside, and we see Annie, and I'm assuming she owns the building. I'm not really sure, but then she sees the kid, and she asks him his name, and Dr. Hun lies and says that his name is Victor. It was all but it was a lie. So then Peter arrives at the house, and Claire tells him to go up and see Camille. And then she sees her, and then he sees her, and Camille finds out that there's been pictures by her with candles, and she asks, "Why is this in my drawer?" Because obviously they thought she was dead. And then Peter says, it was extraordinary. And she asks, and he asks her if she has any memory of what happened, because he knows that she doesn't have it, but she says it's normal and natural for people to just forget, purposely not remember what happened, because the thing that they're trying to forget was so dramatic on them. And he tells her about the bus accident that happened, and she doesn't remember that she was in an accident. So she's like, "Do I have amnesia?" He's like, "Well, it might be a little worse than that. You might just trying to forget that, but you sleep it off and then let it process it." Because we find out obviously he's like a big psychiatrist, and he says, and she's like, "Okay," and then she says, "I don't know if I can sleep," but Claire tells her that she can. So Josh kind of confronts Peter about this. And he says, "How is this happening? We're trying to get us to get over this. We've done it, but how can you get over it? This has never happened before." And Peter obviously has no idea how this is happening. And then we see some lady goes to an old guy's house. I'm assuming she rised from the dead as well. And she just goes into his bed. And this guy's like thinking all weird about this. So then we see some guy goes to a bar, and he meets Mina, and he's asking Lucy where Rowan is, because he says that she used to work there as a waitress, and she's like, "No, there's no Rowan here." So, and then Mina says, "I know where she is, and I know where she lives. I can take you there if I want." So then he takes her off her, and then the old guy calls Dr. Hun, the guy I just told you about, but he doesn't really say anything because the lady that came to life was like right there, so he didn't want to say anything. And he didn't really know what to think either. He probably just thought he was going nuts. So then Simon and Mina go to Rowan's house. And Simon, and we find out Rowan was, I'm assuming Rowan was like his girlfriend or something. And we find out Mina knows Rowan too, because she was helping her study for the SATs. That was a waste of time, because I think she said it was a waste of time, because I'm assuming she did bad in them. And then she sees him, and we find out she's like gonna get married, because she has like a veil on her head that you would put when you have a wedding dress on, when you're gonna wear a wedding dress. And then she sees Rowan, and she thinks that she's just going crazy, and then Rowan knocks on the door and tells her to answer. And then she starts crying. It says, "Go away! I don't want to see. I can't deal with this anymore." So then we find out she has a daughter too, and she's like, "Mommy, are you okay?" He's like, "I'm okay now. No more crying." So then the old guy that called Dr. Hunt ends up committing suicide and jumping off the bridge. I don't know if it was to prove a point to see if he'd come back, or if he just thought he was going crazy and just decided to commit suicide, but that's what he did. I thought that was actually kind of a good scene. So then the sheriff, Rowan's fiance, comes, and she says that it started happening again. She saw Simon. I don't know if I said that's his name, but she saw Simon again, and that's the guy. And he says, "I'm here for you, don't worry." So then the little boy's watching TV, and Dr. Hunt forces him to go to bed. And she says, "Why don't you at least tell me your name?" Because she was going to call the police. if he didn't talk, but he didn't say anything, but she's letting him stay the night, and then she's going to take him to the police in the morning. And she says, at least tell me your real name. And then he says Victor. I thought that was awesome. I think he's just saying that because that's what she called him. It would be, I don't know if his real name's actually Victor. That's what I was thinking originally, but I don't really think it is. So then Josh goes to see Lucy about, and he tries to get answers about why Camille's back alive. And he's like having sex with her. He's like putting his penis up her vagina. That's the best way I can explain it. And he's forcing it up there, and she's giving him answers, but they're not good answers. So he kicks her out. It was all bullshit because he like asked what kind of sandwich I think she said that she can like sense this stuff, and she asked what kind of sandwich she had when she got home, but she couldn't answer that question. So then Lucy's walking in the sewers. That's the best thing. Not the sewers, but she goes like underneath like a bridgeway. I can't really describe it. And then somebody kills her, like in a hood, and we don't know who it is. I don't know who this is, and I can't wait to see who it is. This actually made me jump. Not like I was scared, but I marked out for this. I thought this was awesome. And I don't really know who this is. So then Mina sneaks back in the house because I think pretty much an alcoholic. She goes to the bar a lot. I think she's like 21 too, so that might be why. And Camille hears her, so then she knocks on the window, like on the wall, and Mina hears this, and then Camille comes into her room, and she's all shocked to see her, so she starts freaking out, and then she calls her mother, Claire, and she's like, it's okay, it's okay. So I thought that was good. So then it cuts back to 4 years later, and it shows Camille, and she's about to go on this field trip, and Mina was supposed to go too, but she said she had a fever, and she said that it's not a real fever. So then she tries to fake it, but it doesn't work. And we find out Mina doesn't really have it because she's watching her through the window. So then Camille's on the bus, and then she sees Mina is having sex with this guy. We don't really know his name. I have no clue who his name is myself. And I guess I don't know if they're twins or not, but Camille can like sense this somehow. Because I think they are twins because they look exactly alike. But Camille can sense this because there's like this thing called twin empathy or whatever, however you say that word. So she kind of starts freaking out. She wants to get off the bus. She's slamming at the window, and the guy's telling her to take her seat. And then she sees that little boy that is with Dr. Hunt, and then he ends up driving off the bridge because he doesn't want to hit him. And that's how the accident happened. So it was kind of Camille's fault, but also that little boy Victor's fault. I'm just going to call him. And that was the end of the episode. So I do like this show so far. I'm not really sure how all this stuff is happening with Camille and who else? I'm not really sure how it's happening. Like how people are coming back from the dead. It doesn't. So I kind of hope they explain that. I think they will eventually. I don't know if it's going to be this season, next season. I'm not really sure. And I thought this was great stuff. The guy committing suicide was awesome. Lucy dying was pretty cool. So I think this show, I'm going to like this show. I'm liking it so far. I thought this was going to be something horror because, I'm not going to lie, like I didn't think it was going to be this. I thought it was going to be like something kind of scary or something. Like something, like people are coming back from the dead. And, like, I don't know. Maybe somebody killed them when they're coming back from the dead to get revenge. I thought it was going to be something like that. I'm not really sure what this is going to be yet still. But I liked what I saw so far. So that's pretty much it, guys. You can click right here to subscribe. And I'm probably going to start making more of these videos. I actually have to catch up because I'm still have to watch the next episode. I was going to originally watch both of them like right now, but I don't really feel like watching the next one because I'm kind of tired. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm probably gonna I'm not really sure when I'm gonna make the next one, if I'm gonna make, because I'm gonna I'm not really sure. I'll keep you in the loop when I make it. Maybe I'll make a status on Facebook about it or something. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to check out other content on this channel, you have to subscribe to the video. Subscribe to this channel if you want to check out other content on this channel that I've been uploading. But that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to leave your conversations, if you want to leave your thoughts on this episode, feel free to do that in the comments. Do not talk about the next episode though, because I haven't seen it yet. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.